See how they can tell, not from the look of her.
It doesn't say when they think she was placed in the mausoleum.
No idea who she is.
They're appealing for information.
Cedric, you've arrived.
You know me. Can't resist a whodunit. Hello. Haven't seen you before.
Scrambled eggs?
Rather. I was just about to board the plane when I was taken aside. It's very dramatic. He showed me those terrible photographs.
Did you recognize her?
Sadly, yes. She was an ex-lover who never got over me. Pester, pester, pester. So I done her in.
How very amusing.
Well, I'm glad to see that you haven't lost your sense of humour, Alice, my sweet.
And I'd thank you not to adopt that tone with my wife.
Don't be so pompous, Harold.
Here we are again, as happy as can be. All good friends and jolly good company.
Oh, there you are.
Dad!
It's all terrible. There's a flatfoot in the library.
Can you tell me where you were between 5 and 6 o'clock on Tuesday, the 4th of December?
I was here.
How did you get here?
I drove. Arrived early afternoon, but the place seemed deserted. Had a drink or three. Oh, and waited.
I drove up early to take Emma into Brackhampton Christmas shopping. She never gets out of the house. Boys were due on the Friday. I knew I'd have my hands full then.
I can't remember which shops exactly. Greenford's, I expect, and Lion and Swift. Brian was with me the whole time. We didn't get back till gone 6. My father was in one of his moods. He doesn't much like my going out in the afternoons. He shut himself in his room and wouldn't speak to me.
Was Alfred around when you arrived?
Yes. Yes, he was. I believe he'd been here for some time.
I picked Lady Alice up from old friends of hers, and then we came on here. Alfred was drunk.
Ah, you're here at last. How are the Henderson?
At the time of the murder, I was in my studio, touching up 2 senoritas and a donkey. Which is the title, of course, of a painting that I have to finish for an exhibition in January. I lost track of the time, I missed the evening flight, and I didn't arrive until the next day.
If it is from her, how do we know?
She didn't turn up anyway, did she?
Quite.
Of course not, it's a product.
Is that Martine's letter? They were just sitting, chatting, having coffee. Rather a pleasant change.
I heard a huge row. No idea what about. There never has to be a reason. Cats in a bag.
Either Cedric or Luther is lying about the argument the family were having. However, Alfred's the only one without a real alibi.
Do you want me to watch him?
I want you to be careful of him.
You've got some, That's better.
And you too. Yeah.
Use some gumption.
Miss Islesbarrow.
Your sister's digging out some red ribbon for the festive touch.
I've just been checking your references.
Have you?
Yes, I spoke to Lord Leasley and Miss Van Moyson. Everything seems to be in order.
Did you think I'd forged them?
I don't know what I thought, actually. I know I saw you and the inspector emerging from the coal house earlier.
Oh, yes. He was asking me some more questions.
No, you were far too furtive. I must say, he's a man of taste. Was he indulging it?
Ow!
Lucy? Everything okay?
Eastleigh?
Keep away from him. Please.
I can look after myself, Brian.
Bring out my protective side, that's all.
Why is that?
Because you're special. And beautiful.
Oh. Well, that's something to think about, isn't it?
Put it back.
David says we should tell the police.
You and your bloody doctor, no! You would upset Father too much.
Have the fox fur and the compact yielded anything? What about the clothes?
It's on the cheap side. Nothing special. There were a couple of items with Spanish labels.
Spanish?
And the compact is French. We spoke to the manufacturer in Paris. They don't export. So she must have bought it in France.
Perhaps she was French.
Or Spanish.
Or just travelled widely.
Can't Brian control those children? It's giving me a headache. Bad enough being cooped up together without having...
Leave them alone. They're looking for clues.
When that inspector interviewed me, he said he thought the dead woman might not be British. Did he tell you that?
No.
What, French?
He didn't say. All I said was not British, but Emma immediately assumed French. She looked scared. Yes, Aunt. Of course. But I am really rather busy. Goodbye. Goodbye.
What were the victim's feet like?
Her feet? Why?
Maybe nothing, but it could be something.
Well, I'll let you see the post-mortem report. There's Quimper now. Told you he always pops in for a cup of tea after surgery. David, join us.
Hello, Tom.
This is Miss Marple, Jane Marple, Dr. David Quimper.
Nice to meet you, Miss Marple.
Dr. Quimper? I'm an old friend from childhood days. His, not mine, of course.
Are you visiting Brackhampton?
I'm staying at the most charming little guest house. Seeing something of the town, catching up with Tom and all his doings, and with my niece at Rutherford Hall. I can see her, too.
Your niece?
Lucy Aylesbury. She found a body, you know.
I do. Yes. How's the investigation?
It's nowhere until we've made an identification. How's Emma?
Taking it in her stride, as usual.
And? You and her?
Pretend I'm not here. Oh, but I do love the scent of romance in the air.
You're in luck then, Miss Marple. Emma and I are engaged. I asked her the other day.
Well done.
It's not official. We're not telling the family yet, so...
Mum's a word.
Have you known the Crackenthorpes long?
I just started my practice down here. I saw Emma's mother out of the world.
It's only love that matters. Love, not money.
Agnes never lived to see Edmund's wife.
How tragic.
He brought her home just after she died.